this is what I need to say to y'all. I know some of y'all think, things look very professional at It's Up There podcast. Things look, just like the leading podcast in the game, whether that be Wallow, whether that be Breakfast Club, Big Facts Podcast, whether that be $1 Million Worth of Game or Brilliant Idiots or 85 South, whatever show that may be. When you look at It's Up There podcast, you get that same feel, right? And you also, I want to see how I can put this. But you got to be careful with that, because sometimes y'all think y'all supporting me, right? And y'all think y'all can support me in the same way y'all support them. And the reason y'all think that is because the podcast customer, right? The person that listens to a podcast, they haven't been schooled, or there's no information out there, and they haven't been introduced in the way that they should have been. It's just pick up your podcast app and play the podcast. Somebody on the back end to figure out how to get the money. Oftentimes that is the case, but with the withholding of information in our culture, right, we end up in a position of where now I have to come out and be more adamant and more vocal about what needs to happen for the support to translate in the way that the support that you may give a Joe Budden or one of these other podcasts where you can just click and they figured it out on the back end, right? Also, I got to be more vocal about when things drop. It surprised me how many DMs I got, man, with people when I was in the hospital about people not understanding when things come out and where it's at. And like, yo, it's tears to this, right? I'm an independent podcast. I'm 30, 40 grand in on equipment and shit like that, right? Just to put it in perspective for people this ain't a sob story. This is a hustle. This is a marathon, right? This ain't, nigga, I ain't crying about nothing because I know what I signed up for. I'm a big boy. You understand me? Just make sure you put that in your cup too now. You understand? But with that being said, right? I don't want to talk to the people that may feel as though I'm trying to force them to support me. We not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people that be in my DM and sending me cash apps or whatever, those little things where they're supporters of mine, but I guess there's no clear avenue on how to support me outside of listening to the podcast. And again, it's my job to lay the business model down. All the game I kick, and then in my business model, they ain't even clear on what I got going on. So I got to clean that up, right? And so that's what I'm starting to do as of right now. But again, looking at all these podcasts looking the same, right? And things looking 4K and the lighting right and the mic sounding good. And, the barrier of entry to get in podcasting has came down tremendously, but we also know salt look like sugar. So we got to be particular with our approach to these things, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to a Wallow or one of them, again, somebody's on the other side taking numbers and doing what they're doing with numbers. It's a machine happening. When you look at somebody like me that's competing with those level podcasts and got those level podcasts running off with segments and ideas and things like that, and not wallow them because they got a super unique thing. But in the culture, and we think alike, and that's what this is for. But where it becomes complicated is when you're starting a lot of these conversations, but you're not getting the credit, because we know what credit. I don't want your money because I can hustle with the credit. I understand what credit mean, and I don't mean credit cards. I mean the notoriety of what it is that I gave to the game. You understand? It's a reason why they got award shows. It's a reason why when you get on Apple, they telling you what the #1 song is. Billboard puts something out every week. There's a reason when you get on Netflix, they tell you what's streaming #1 right now, right? These things mean things. You can hustle with the credit. So I need my credit to be clear. And with y'all that want to support me, you have to, #1, I'm sure if you're listening on Anchor or Spotify, they should have a button there where you can subscribe and send a subscription every month. There's a thing there where you should be able to do that somewhere on the page. I got a couple of people doing it on Anchor where they send money. Shout out to them. I got a couple of people that done it on Spotify. I don't know if Spotify got rid of it because I haven't paid attention to it. But also you need to subscribe to the Patreon. There's tiers on the Patreon. Go subscribe to one of the tiers. That's where all the unreleased videos are gonna land at. The Charleston White, the Floyd Mayweather, the Dr. Umar Johnson, the band play, the City Paper, the Larry Turner who did Life and got out because of Obama, the Raymond Clay that did 28 years and got out when Obama got in. The D-Strap that used to be signed with Cashville Records, Street to Street doing this thing. The Joy Kimbrough, all that's gonna be landed over there, and that's a way for me to be able to monetize that, because YouTube is not a place, contrary to popular belief, where you can control the revenue. I'm starting to see now when you talk about certain things, it puts your channel in a situation, and now everything's being reviewed. When they put yellow on it, it decreases the money, I think, about 40 or 50%, which is a big deal. So to support me, that's just a few ways you can do so. Like, I got to be clear in that with y'all. And if you do support, we appreciate you. But just listening to the podcast is a great thing. If that's all you gonna do, then do that. We ain't saying, but that's cool. But for those of you that want to support the movement, because we need support in the movement. I was watching Wallow get out, and I said, listen, that's so important. That's so important. Like Wallow had, as he was coming up, and I'm gonna steal some of the game. And see how I'm giving the credit out? You see how I didn't just say I come up with an idea. I had to clear blue sky. I'm gonna do this. That's kind of what they doing out there, But see, for me, I'm such a creative. I understand what they feel like, especially being on this side for a long time and writing and helping certain people elevating this understanding that they got my sauce all on their burger. You know what I'm saying? And the people really just like the burger because of the sauce. Everybody got burgers. You understand me? See, when I'm fine with that kind of shit. That's why that's why they pay me. That's why we got to get this took care of. So wherever you go, wherever you support, make sure you go support and do that in a way where I can understand the support. Another way you can support is to buy merch. Got a Teespring account. Go on there, buy. We got anything, you can buy anything. Go on there and buy you some It's Up There podcast merch. Simple as the nose on your face. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that, it's very simple. But do that, take care of the business, and we should feel your support.